Okay, soon it'll be 2. Normally when they do this, a lip it goes down in a few hours, and they're restricting my airway, like tightening up my throat. It's kind of closing in. The pain in my back that was associated with it is gone. But this is 12 hours. This started around 2 a.m. And this is 12 hours that my lips have been this way. And I'm going to show you the photo. Matter of fact, let me get it now. Okay, it has everything to do with where white people come from. Um, they come from Homo sapiens, but this is a Neanderthal. It's a non-human category. So there was trial and error when trying to get their lips the way that they wanted them. So went from that to, pretty much making them disappear, and then to getting them, you know, more human-like, I guess. You have to consider that white people are Satan's favorite uniform. So these African agents that are using these bodies as outfits are mad about the complaint. Everyone that I've sent this complaint to is white, pretty much, but a few people. And they're posing as the black ones too. So yeah, they're mad about what I'm disclosing, and they're concerned about the absence of eugenics. That's something that they're not able to move against, but it's gotten to a point where they can no longer ignore it. And the reason that this has been going on so long, so many hours, my throat, is because they're waiting for me to reach the library. They want to it's like I told you, it's like a humiliation thing too. They like to put on a show for those agents that are posing up, those that are mad about what's being done, and that this is coming to a head. So I'm gonna try my best to capture them when I arrive. They've also said that they're gonna, reduce the lip on my way there. And that's normally what happens. I'll wake up, they'll give me the shot, the lip will swell. By the time I get where I'm going, um, it's gone, or it's so minimum or minute that you can't tell it was done. The last time they did this, um, I was coming from Dollar General. They had some folks there that they wanted to put on for. Once they saw it, they were pleased. They were pleased once they got a chance to see it. Like I said, this has been 12 hours, the longest ever, and it's about the library. They didn't want me going there. I need to try to fit all this in one video. I have other videos about it. Like, I've been like recording the process as it took place. At 2 when it was small, at 3 when it got bigger, at 4 when it got extreme, at 5 when it didn't stop. I even called the police, the chief of police. I was trying to arrange a sit-in so that we could go over the complaint and cover the damage that's been done since I've sent them the complaint, because it's still going on. They're still attacking my body. I still wake up with marks on me and stuff like this happening. But they talk all the time about how they erase these people's memories and how they switch them out. So that means when it hits a facility that, if someone catches wind, they remove the memory of it. They remove the memory of it. Subconscious minds attacks. Maybe I should go into subconscious mind a little bit. It's common knowledge that white people, and not just white people, created races do not have a soul. Africans create the concept of a soul. Because of that reason, the astral body, the soul, resides within the subconscious mind. If there's no soul there, if there's no astral body, that's a mind that has to be programmed. That's a mind that has to be programmed. RFID chip implants have been around much longer than the internet dates them. I think the earliest date I found was like 1700s. They were talking about Napoleon had one. So when I say that, you know, white people are their favorite outfit, that's what they were created for. They created a bunch of white people to enslave Africans. And eugenics is by way of eugenics. Eugenics is how you dress up the devil. So they're dressing up their favorite outfits. They no longer look like that, but like they look now. I don't know if it caught that. The phone was kind of stopped and recording. I mean, you know, the functionality. They switched that. I'll talk about it in the past, but I'm going to repeat myself. So what I was saying was, so when I say that white people don't have souls, that means that they don't have an astral body, which means that that's a subconscious mind that needs to be programmed. And the RFID chip implant has been around much longer than the internet dates it. I think the earliest that I dated it was the 1700s. They were talking about Napoleon had one. But that's been Satan's key to everlasting life. The the goal was never to make robots more like humans. The goal was always to make humans more like robots. So because Africans fall into that human category, they wanted to make them more like robots. They didn't want them to feel and be as passionate. And it's kind of like an assumption of command. They were taking those things, taking those gene expressions and applying them to white people. And other created races too, you know, like they have their few, but in created races, it's not as broad, it's not as many. When you see them, it's like a rare hybrid of their kind. Um, so yeah, their favorite outfits to try on. Uh, um, a body, a body with no soul is a body easily used, and you know they're skilled. These these aliens, these these Satanists, these Africans, um, they're skilled in astral projection. So they just, you know, assume consciousness, you know, with the press of a button. Um, they become these people. So I told you, I often find myself talking to them one moment and they change the next. This has been going on my entire life, but now, this last 2.5 years, now that I've been discussing demon possession and things of those natures, it's been the worst. Um, it's been the worst and the most extreme. Um, Growing up, it was real subtle. Um, Something that you'll see following this video is I'm going to upload this one, and then I'm going to upload a video that I did 3, maybe 4 days ago to Dr. Obar. This is someone who knows that white Jesus is a lie. But I talk about all that. People like Muslims and those that are real deep into the Egyptian thing, you know, they all knew. It was common knowledge that white people were set to rule over them. So these are black Satanists that were acknowledging that this created race was set to rule over them for 6,000 years. That time was up in like 1914, I think, if I recall the date correctly. Oh, my throat. Another video that I'm uploading before this one, so you would have already seen it already, would be me following up with the mayor's office. The complaint made it to their legal team. What I'm going to do is another complaint, much smaller, because I pretty much sent them the one that I sent to government agencies, the 6 agencies that have it. It's been 6 weeks or coming up on 6 weeks that 6 agencies have had that complaint. So I'm going to do a small 2-3 page complaint as a caveat to show what has taken place since then. Because, like I said, I've had some pretty horrible shit show up on my body. Um, and it needs to be tied in with that. Um, what are these Area 51 type aliens saying? These government agents, what are they saying surrounding these matters? Um, they still want sex. They still want a child because that's the only thing that could supersede me in rank, as far as an earthly representative. If it weren't for, if I had a child, they would have killed me already. Um, but because I have not given birth, they can't kill me. I'm the only earthly representative. I mean, um, dominion belongs to me. Um, they're talking about why they won't have these. They taunt the female agents the most. They make a mockery of not having people look into things. You know, when I place people in the loop, that's something else. Um, in my PowerPoint, it says, you haven't seen that. I wonder if I can pull it up. In my PowerPoint, I was talking about how they'll change something. And when they change it everywhere. So that's mostly regarding digital references. Like hard copies are what I depend on. So when I sent these complaints, they all had to appropriate party. The complaint is addressed to 6 people. When I checked day before yesterday, it said director. It said director. His lips are horrendous. Okay, something else is, as you can see, I have a comforter hanging behind me. I had to do laundry in my tub. I had to do laundry in my tub. They were trying to force me to go back to the facility and act like nothing happened. Um, oh, there's so many other things. Now they're jamming my memory. They also said that my face was doing something to the men that they had showing up at the library. So they felt they had to make me unattractive. Another was talking about how they've given me proof of the fat injections. Um, I put it in a police report. They keep trying to get me. That's what it is. They keep trying to get me to call the police department, but they want me to call the and place an incident report. They want me to move backwards in rank if I've already placed all these things as high as they can go within that department. Then, and they haven't felt that they needed to investigate it. It just further proves that they're conspiring and that they've been negligent regarding this matter. Oh, something else. Panhandling. They have an issue with me panhandling. I have not started. I just put it in my planner. I decided 2 or 3 days ago, and I put it in my planner for 4 days to panhandle with a goal in mind, to get a laptop, and there was 2 other items that I needed. Oh, and to change my ID, and I can't recall the other one right now. But anyhow, seeing that that's the direction I was going in, it will I told you, when everything that they're doing, like the picture that they're creating, I don't have any encounters. So they're pretending that they're creating this stuff with parallel reality and artificial technology. So it's all a lie. When something like this takes place, if I should happen to panhandle, I always have $0 fucking. Like, $8 on me. That's $0. Um, so for me to panhandle like that, it sets off a lot of alarms. Um, as usual, I'm working on a lot. Like technically, the revolution should have took place last month, November 2019. But there's been hindrance. There's been hindrance and there's been demands. And I will not conform because I'm not a subordinate. Satanists are underneath my feet. This DNA thing again. I told you my DNA tells exactly who I am. And right now what you're seeing is not a full expression of my makeup. With that chip, they install them at birth to support eugenics. With that chip, they are regulating RNA. RNA is the transfer of DNA, like proteins and, all those things that make us up, the functionality. Both those unconscious things and, everything that has to do with the 11 systems, the body systems. So, my RNA is being restricted. It'll be just like their tails when this is over. Like with my stem cell, an organ could grow back, or my tooth will grow in, my teeth will grow in, my hair will be its natural texture, my appearance will change, because it'll then be a reflection of my true DNA. I'll look like the angel I am. I'm about to take this walk to the library and I'm going to try to capture these expressions. I'll also record along the way any event that they begin to unswell or take out the fat that they put in. As soon as I come out the door, it's cold out, but they're doing what they normally do. They're freezing my hands. They want me to stop this recording. Real quick, in the story of Yaqub and Yashmal, it discussed, it's really more of a Muslim leadership ordeal that annotates, what was done as far as the planet goes, and how they saved one family. How Satan saved one family, and that one family that he saved was my bloodline. They had to save. When he destroyed the planet, he destroyed everything on it. These are genetic engineers, scientists, men playing God. And they placed my women, they placed angels under mind control a long time ago and stole dominion. So, what was I going to say? That one family was mine. They had to keep their earthly representative. They had to keep the earthly representative, the human category. I don't know if it recorded that. They did the thing with the function again. So I was talking about Yaqub and Yashmal, how Muslim leaders discuss when Satan destroyed the planet, how their God, their sun God, whatever you want to call them, when he destroyed the planet, how he saved one family, and I said that that one family was mine. That bloodline is my bloodline, the human representatives, the earthly representatives. They are not able to kill us. They are not able to have us on earth. You know, the one highest in rank. But they've been killing off my women for a long time, and all in vain. To use their gene expressions elsewhere, to make their created races and their created things more human-like. Right now they're discussing, as far as media goes and things of that nature, that I'm going to be the only thing that people talk about for so long. This is a common statement. They reference this all the time. They reference this all the time, how no one's going to talk about anything but me. And how I've separated myself from the category that they created, the disinformation campaign of targeted individuals. You know, by underlining the fact that this is a spiritual battle and they're not designed to withstand that. Last, I told you they often lie about me being with men. I told you I don't even have encounters. The only time I have an exchange, and not even an exchange, an encounter, is when I'm telling someone who I am and directing them to that information. Who broke their neck trying to see me. This minivan. So yeah, they lie about me being with men. So this lip ordeal, you know, when it was smaller, they were saying like it was domestic violence. Anyhow, I got a lot of interesting stuff that needs to hit the net. I just don't have the means to. So I've been organizing and composing things as best as I can. Like, for example, my interaction with the VA hospital. Because I told you they were keeping me up. I've been in this place I'm in for a year. They were lying and saying that I was still homeless. And they keep me up literally every night into the wee hours of the morning. So I have those interactions, and I have to compose them. And as you know, for videos that need to be composed to have more than one part or more than one video, I have to go to the main library for. And I try to be well organized when I do that, so that I can get more than one video done. Okay, like I said, a body with no soul is a body easily used. So they'll do something like assume the consciousness of them outside. Like, I just had a weird little, yeah, you can see him still staring. I just had a weird little that happens. I can always see kind of sort of what they're doing in terms of trying to draw attention to me. So I ended up going the back way instead of the front, but they were posing as him because they wouldn't be able to stare at him. Also, it's 2:16 p.m. There's an officer on duty here already, and I can tell they were trying to get me to get close to him in his post. You know, capturing a small, when you see just a small part of the whole, like, it brings a lie into refutation with a suggestion. You have no way of knowing. Okay, I peeked around And there was no one here, but the weirdo just came in. As soon as I get here, the traffic always picks up and starts. Matter of fact, let's get a close up of him. Him and I have had a stare off in the past. That's the one that I asked the officer to kind of talk to. The officer turned around. They switched him out so quick. He turned around. He had no memory of what had just taken place and never talked to him. But let's get a close up. This is the guy with the offensive look I was telling you about. And here's a preview of the PowerPoint presentation. Most of it is brainstorm. This is a reflection of my brainstorming process. Oh, go back. It's far from being anywhere near complete. These aren't in order, or a few of them are anyhow. Those are astronauts. Right now, she's malfunctioning. She's kind of hanging out. She wants to get close. She wants to get close so she can see the lip. But I can hear them talking to her too, but it's faint. They said that she wanted to get close, but she knew that I was about to record her. They had him use the same door as me. But anyhow, it goes to show you how evil and inhumane these things are. These evil entities are. They see me every day. Like, I talk about it in another video. I was talking to one of the desk clerks one day with my tooth, and I came back 2 days later with a missing tooth visible, and she ain't think nothing of it. Like, matter of fact, I caught her making like the gesture, as they were discussing it with her. She was kind of like, like, I don't care, like, I don't see nothing wrong with it. So they see something like this, and I think it's not that they don't think anything of it. They're in the know, and they don't care. Something like this satisfies them. These are the type of moments that Satanists get off on.